Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to see how to create a bill for the expense that you have incurred or the payment that you have made to your vendor. So let's see how to create a bill. Now, as you can see, I'm on the home page, and to go to create a bill, you have to click on the come to the left hand side of the bar, and you can see it's the fifth item is your bill. So if you click on it, you can see it's the bill. From here we are going to go and create a bill. So here you can see on the right hand side an option is given, create a bill. So click on create a bill. Now you need to add a vendor. So if you have already created your vendor master and your vendor is not a new vendor, or you already have this as an existing vendor which you are going to add the bill, you can choose from the drop down. Otherwise, if it is a new vendor, then you can go and click here on the right on the green button, cross button, and then here you have to enter the name of the vendor. So enter the name as uh, John. If you have an email ID, you can enter the email ID, the first name and the second name, last name, sorry. You can enter the last name here, John Paul. And currency, if it is a different currency, you can change the currency. Otherwise, you can keep it as it is. You have an option here, you can change the currencies if you wish to. And if you have any additional informations, like if you want to assign an account number or a address which of your vendor, if you already have, then you can add those information as well, and then click on add vendor to save the vendor. So now here John is created, and all the informations are flowing from the vendor that we have created here. Now if you have a PO or SO, your purchase order or service order, against which you are have received the bill, you can enter the PO number or the service number. So I'm entering a random number here. Now if you want, whatever the bill number that is there on your bill that for received from the vendor, you can enter the bill number here. I'm entering the bill number as 1003, and you can put a note. You have to choose the item that you have purchased. If it is a material, you enter material. If it is something different, you can go back. If it is not there in your drop down list, then you can add from the option here. You can add a material. I'll show you how to do that. Here you can add the material. Suppose you have purchased any say raw material, so you can add it as raw material, and then assign an expense account to it. So it is a material. Now what is the expense that you are going to? If it is office supplies, then you can if it is an office supply, you can assign the account expense account as office supply. If it is something different, you can assign the same, and you can have to write the price, add the product. So this is the product that is going to be created. So if it is a regular vendor from whom you are buying it, so once you click on the vendor, this options is you can also choose the product, and these options which you are entering now, you don't have to worry, it will be stored, and unless you want to change, you can go again and edit it. I'll show you in a different lecture how to edit your product details. So if you want to enter any description, you can enter the description. So now add a product. Now this product gets added. So here also you can change the expense account if you wish to, which you feel the raw material that you have already have assigned an account. Now if you wish to change it to any other account, you can do so, and to that account only the expense will be accounted for. Now if there is any description, you can put the description as office expense, then the price, the quantity, and this. If you want to change the quantity, you can change it from here, the price, and if you wish to change the quantity also, you can change here. Now this is how, if you want, if you have another line item, you can add another line item in the bill. So by clicking on the plus sign, add a line, and then go and save it. So this is how you create your bill. And once the bill is created, and if you have made the payment, then you can mark the payment against this bill. So I'll show you how to do that. Now this is the bill that we have created just now, 1003. So suppose I'm making the payment. Now I'm going to add a payment to it. I have already made the payment. I'm going to add to it. So I've made this payment. From which account? From which your bank account, credit card account, wherever you have made the payment, choose that account, the amount and the payment method. If it is through check, cash, or transfer, bank transfer, you can add a memo and add a payment. So this payment got added. Now I'm going to show you how it will look once the payment is added. So I'll go to the drop down and click on the edit and see here. This is how it's going to look. See, this is the payment date and the bank transfer that you have made, and it's showing the payment amount. So the payment is made, against which against every bill, if you add a payment, you can go back and see the history at any point of time. So this is all about how to create a bill and how to mark a payment against a bill which you have already made the payment for. So this is all about the payment side, and with this I'll end this lecture. Hope to see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, I'm going to show you how to set up your multiple business accounts in the same Wave account. So if you have one single Wave account, you can set up your business account for your multiple business in the same books, but same account, sorry, and different books for your businesses. So let's see how to do it. From the dashboard, as you can see here on the extreme top right side, on the extreme right side, there is an option for account, and click on the downward arrow beside the account. You will get your profile option. Now click on your profile. Once you click on your profile, it's going to take you to the option for just a second, it's getting downloaded. So this gives you an option for your profile, credential, email preferences, businesses. Now come to this option for businesses. Once you click on businesses, it's going to show you how many accounts you are having in this how many business books you are having in this account. So in the single account, I'm having 2 business books, 1 personal books. So if you want to create another business, you have to go to create a business option on the top. Click on create a business. I'm going to create another business. I already have 2. Now I'm going to create another business books. Now put a name for PQR. I'm going to put the name as PQR LLC, and the business type, select the business type, whatever your business type is: professional, consultant, other consultants, organization, partnership, sole proprietorship, corporation. So put it as partnership. 100% ownership percentage, you can put 100% or whatever your percentage is. If it is 50%, just put 50%. Where is the country where you are located? Suppose United States. Sorry. So United States. Number of employees, suppose you have 10 employees. Now what is your primary currency, or the currency that you want for your business, in which currency you are dealing in your business. So keep it US dollar. If it is US dollar, if it is some other currency, then choose this currency from the drop down and then go and save. So now you can see PQR LLC is created here. You can create as many business books as you want in the same account that you are having for Wave. Wave does not provide any restriction. Now if you want to edit anything, you can come to this and click on edit on the pen to edit any details if you want to in your books to be edited. So you can enter all the company name, company credential, company name, address and phone numbers, whatever you want to, you can add. And this is how you can create multiple books, business books in the same account in Wave. So with this, I will end this lecture and see you in the next lecture. Bye bye. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to see how you can give permission to others to use your books, or to view your books, or edit your books, or do any work with your books, whoever you want to assign to. So let's see how you can do that. Now as you can see, I'm on the home page, and you need to go to the settings, click on the downward arrow, and you will get an option of guest collaborator below. Click on the guest collaborator option, and now here you can see my name is given here as an owner. Now you can add a collaborator by clicking on the add a collaborator option button. Once you click on it, you have to give the name of the person that you want to add. Suppose I add the name of Shiv, last name Patel, and then I give the username of shiv@gmail.com. So, and if whatever type of access that you want to give, you can give. If you want to give view only, you can give view. That person will be able to view your accounts. Suppose there is a person whom you want to see the report only and not go and edit any information, then you can give a view only access. Suppose you have an accountant whom you want to work on your book and do the reconciliation or any work that you have asked him to do, then you can give a view and edit option and write a message here. Access given, any message if you have to write, and then save. Once you save, the person whose email ID is given, whom you have given access, is going to receive a mail in their email ID, and once they accept the invitation that you have given, they have to accept it. Once they accept, this pending collaborator is going to be removed and is going to show that he has become a collaborator in your books, and he can now view your books, or if you have given the permission to view and edit, you can do the same. And at any point of time, if you want to delete, you can come back here and delete and remove the access from that person. So it's totally in your control, and you can take actions as you want to. So this is all about how you can give access to others to view your books or edit your books. And now with this, I'll end this lecture and see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, I'm going to show you how you can search for accountants for your QuickBooks. If you are in need of an accountant who can do some of your accounting work relating to your books, maintenance of your books in your Wave account, then you can search it in Wave itself, who are pros, who have joined the Wave network. Now I'm going to show you how to search for those accountants who are experts in Wave. So when once you log into your account, you will see there is an option from the dashboard. You can see on the left hand side, the last option is pro services. That's your accountant, where you can find those accountants who will be located nearby your location. So it gives you by location, so whatever, in whichever location you are, so you can type that location, the area, and within what radius do you want, within 25 kilometer, 50 kilometer, or the lowest is 25. So how do you want to sort it by a distance or name? So suppose by distance I search. So here I search for the accountant that I want near my locality, so I get these options. So these are some of the accountants who have enrolled with their name with Wave. They are pro accountants, they know about Wave. Now you can filter the services. Suppose you need not just accounting, you want taxes also, so you can go for taxes here and search by whoever is providing tax services. So you can filter by services, filter by keywords if you want to. There is an option. So in this way you can locate an accountant who knows Wave and who can do your work relating to maintenance of your books, and other stuff, other monthly activities. So this is all about how you can search for your accountant in Wave. And with this, I will end this lecture and see you in the next lecture. Bye bye.